Hi, this is Barry Viniker for Esctoday.com, reporting live from Oslo just a day before the start of the 2010 Eurovision Song Contest rehearsals. It's a very special year for our website. It's our 10th anniversary year. So, to kick things off, we thought we would ask for an interview with Mr. Sietse Bakker, Head of Communications and PR for the Eurovision Song Contest, and the man that founded Esctoday.com way back in 2000. Sietse,
Hi there.
welcome back to the website.
Thanks so much.
Said rehearsals start tomorrow. It's nice and peaceful here in the press centre. Everything looks fantastic. But we want to talk to you a little bit about Esctoday.com. Tell us, why did you found the website?
Back in 2000, I had no interest whatsoever in the Eurovision Song Contest. I didn't know anything about it, but I was close with a girl that I really liked, and I was bored during summer, right after the song contest in Stockholm. And I thought, I want to make a website, and I don't really care about what. And then she suggested to make a website about the Eurovision Song Contest. I thought, okay, whatever, if you suggest that, let's do it. And that turned out to become Esctoday.com.
Now, when you started Esctoday.com, did you have any idea that it would go on to become such an important fan site, to have the influence that it's had? It gets almost 250,000 views a day at the moment. It's led to you leaving to become Head of Communications and PR for the Eurovision Song Contest. Did you envisage the kind of power that it would have back then?
Not a split second, really. I had no clue what this would turn out to be. And I didn't really have that ambition either. I just wanted to have fun and get experience and familiar with the web, and just enjoy doing what I did. And that's what I did in the end. That's what we did in the end. But I couldn't imagine that it would turn out like this. No.
Now, Esctoday is a website that's very popular with Eurovision fans. You're kind of different in the sense that the website made you fall in love with Eurovision rather than the other way around. Yeah. It is an important fans website. Things like the Big Poll has become the most accurate Eurovision Song Contest prediction tool on the web. The articles, fans leave their reactions, they can get quite heated sometimes a little bit too much, and we remind our readers gracefully, please keep the reactions short, sweet and fair. But tell us some of the stories behind Esctoday.com, things that we haven't published, the Eurovision news and things. Let's talk about what it's like being part of the team.
Yeah.
If I can remember back to when we used to work together. What's your favourite story from working on Esctoday?
I think it's good to let you know that being part of such a team is a little bit like being like family. And you go through a lot together, and you don't see each other very often. But when you get together for the song contest and do the work you plan to do for over a year, everything can get pretty intense. So you get kind of caught up in a bubble, and that can lead to pretty funny situations. I remember we were in Athens, 2006, and I was doing some stuff for Eurovision.tv back then already. So they gave me a backstage pass, and I entered the dressing room area, and I was hunting for an interview with Selma, who I think wrote the Icelandic entry for Sylvia Night back then.
Yeah, she was doing the choreography.
She was doing the choreography. And at some point I saw her going into the dressing room, so I was patiently waiting there for her to come out, and she didn't. Who did come out at some point was Sylvia Night. And I looked over her shoulder into the dressing room, which I thought couldn't be that big, and there was no Selma to be found. So I went back to the team at the press center.
To me.
I was like, is there any chance that Sylvia Night is actually Selma? And that became a half-day hunt down to find Sylvia Night and Selma at the same place.
You were absolutely convinced that
I
Selma
was quite
was Sylvia
convinced.
Night.
Yeah, I got caught up in it, and I think we went to check with the accreditation people if there was two accreditations. We tried to find both of them at the same time at the same place during the welcome reception, I think it took us about an hour to figure out.
It was about 1 o'clock in the morning where we spotted them both in the room.
Yeah.
At which point I wanted to throttle you.
Yeah.
We did spend most of the day on location in Greece,
Yeah.
trying to figure out if Selma was Sylvia Knight next to Sietse.
But we had a lot of fun.
It was a lot of
and
fun.
so did the Icelandic delegation. They had a good laugh for a good couple of weeks.
Yes, Jonathan, who was the head of
Yeah,
delegation,
delegation
he found the whole thing so amusing he had to sit down and have a drink.
Yeah.
He could not stop laughing.
Yeah, and he reminds me of it every single year.
So do I. Okay, in the 10 years of ESC today, what's your favourite year? What was your favourite Eurovision?
The first time I went to Eurovision was in 2003. That's when I had the time, the money, the resources to go there. And it was all very impressive, especially after a 32-hour bus drive from Amsterdam to Riga. Finally getting there, getting caught up in the whole thing. It was very impressive. I really liked the show, I really liked the stage. It's still one of my favorites. And we had a good time there as a team. It would still take 2 more years for you to join us. But we had a good time back then. It's still one of my favorites, especially from the period doing ESC.
Actually, the first Eurovision that I came to was in Kiev. My story that year was when I got to the airport and I asked someone that I was there for the Eurovision and how do I get to the arena, and they said, oh, there's a coach. And like this year I'd arrived just before rehearsal started, so they put me on a coach. I had a 73-seater coach to myself, and I was driven from the airport like a real VIP straight to the arena. They dropped me at the front door and there was like a welcoming party expecting a whole coachload of people, and there was just me. And then I went into reception and met you and the rest of the Esctoday
I
team.
think you were welcomed as a star there. You look
I
like some
felt-
famous Ukrainian football player.
Yes, I was told. What was his name?
I don't know.
Can't even remember now. But there was the picture on page 3 in one of the Ukrainian papers the next day where the footballer kisses Ruslana, and it wasn't the footballer, it was actually me. But even the Ukrainian press couldn't tell us apart.
Yeah.
So that was quite good fun. I know you spent
So
a
it
while
reminds me a bit
making
of
fun
the
of me for
Sylvia
that.
Knight Selma story, though.
Okay, well, just a day to go before rehearsals. Thank you for creating ESCtoday.com. Thank you for letting me take it over when you left to join the EBU. I'm sure you still owe me a few £1,000s in costs that I'm having to spend to keep this lovely website of ours going.
You were so eager to do it.
I was, and I wouldn't change a thing. Also, I'd like to invite you to the 10th anniversary party on Friday the 28th of May, when we will have a special celebration here in Oslo with Euroband and Bobby Socks performing live for 1,000 people. So for all of our readers coming to Oslo, please come to Club Latter on Friday the 28th, just one day before the 2010 Eurovision Song Contest final, and we look forward to partying the night away with you. Thank you.